Hey guys, what's up? My name is Becca and welcome to another weekly reading update for September. It's the last one for September because today is September 30th, the very last day of September. Sorry for the lighting. There's something I can do. It's like 3:45. I just got home from work. I gotta run out of the house and it's Sunday, so I need to film this video. Yeah. I did read quite a few books. Well, I have completed 4 books this week and am like really far into a 5th book, so we'll talk about that. Before we get into the books, because my September wrap-up that I also filmed, what's it called? I filmed that yesterday. Yeah, I filmed that yesterday because I finished all the books and I was like, okay, that's it, I'm done. That's all I want to talk about. So I filmed that yesterday with my brother, but because that video is so completely long, it's like 30 minutes long, I knew there was no way I was going to be able to talk about everything else that I normally talk about in my wrap-ups, like all the movies I watched and TV shows and everything. So we're going to talk about those today in this video, and I think I mentioned that in my wrap-up that I would be talking about those in this video, so yeah. Let's see. For movies, in theaters I only watched one movie. I went and saw The Nun, which is directed by James Wan. It's the newest movie in the Conjuring franchise. Me and my friends went and saw it that like opening night. I think it came out like the very beginning of September, and me and my friends went and saw it, and of course one of my best friends, his name is Jose, he went and dressed up as the nun, as Velek the demon, and he called like weeks in advance to make sure it was okay, because we know that there are issues and everything, like, you know, people have abused this and have brought in like weapons and murdered people, you know, dressed in costumes, so we knew like this might be an issue. So he called weeks in advance to make sure it was alright, and they said it was fine. And of course that night we go in, he's dressed up as Velek, and the manager comes out and is just like, no, there's no way we're letting you in, like this is not gonna happen. And he was kind of like really rude about it. I don't know, we explained to him, like, you know, that we had placed a call, we had made sure it was alright, they said it was fine, and the guy's like, well, I don't know who he talked to, but that's never gonna happen. But we're like, well, you know, the person on the phone said they spoke with the manager, so there's nothing we could do about it. And then, you know, like, he gave this reason, like, you know, if anything happened, we would have to ID you, and because, you know, your face is masked with like makeup and everything, we wouldn't be able to ID you. So we're like, well, why don't you just take his ID? You know, there's 3 of us vouching for him, so obviously, you know, you could get a hold of us, like we would be witnesses and everything if anything would actually happen, which it wouldn't, you know, at least not with us. But we're like, you know, why don't you just take his ID? And then, you know, he's like, oh, no, we can't do that. And we're like, why don't you just pat him down? He's like, no, we can't. Okay. So yeah, we had to leave, and he had to take, you know, he made the costume, by the way. He made the costume. He spent hours putting on the makeup. We were all ready to go, and yeah, now it's not gonna happen. So he had to go home, take it all off, wipe all the makeup off, and we had to go find another theater with another showing. It was already late enough as it is, and then I had to be at work at like 5 a.m. the next day. It was just, it was a pretty, like, it was a good movie, but it wasn't the greatest night. But yeah, that's my story for that. Because I went and saw The Nun, which, you know, I give a real big thumbs up. That was a really good movie. Because I went and saw The Nun in theaters, my brother really wanted to rewatch all the Conjurings because he wants to go see The Nun. So I told him, you know, we would go see it if, you know, we watched all the Conjurings, so we did. We watched Conjuring 1 and 2, and then we watched Annabelle and Annabelle Creations. And then that would lead up to The Nun. So we watched all of those. Those are rewatches for me, so of course I give them big thumbs up because I really like those movies. I'm not the biggest horror movie fan, but I really like ones with good stories and like good jump scares and all that, so of course the dog. But yeah, I I really like this franchise, and I was okay rewatching everything. Though Annabelle Creations was the first time. I hadn't actually seen that movie yet. Which, that was actually pretty creepy. It was actually pretty creepy. Whoa. And it was really fun to see how it ties into the first Annabelle. As well as, when I watched The Nun, it was really fun seeing how that ties into the first Conjuring. So, yeah. If you haven't seen The Nun, you really want to, and you want to see how it ties into the Conjuring series, watch it. It's really good. I say were those all the movies that I saw? No. I watched Solo. I rented that from Redbox. Solo, the Han Solo story. The prequel to it. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. I've heard really mixed things about it, but I've never been the hugest Star Wars fan. You know, I just got into the series, like, months ago. So, you know, I'm okay. I was okay with how the story went. I really liked it, and I like seeing how, you know, like, finding out how actually things came to be, or, like, how Chewie and Han met, and, like, all of that. Like, I really like seeing connections and everything. There were things that I saw that started to be explored, and then wasn't, and I don't know. That's just me. I'm not going to go into it because it might be spoilers, but I was just like, you started touching on something and then you completely left it. That was my only issue with it. So, I really liked it. I liked the actor who played a young Han Solo, that he was really good. Emilia Clarke, who plays Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones, was in it. She was amazing. I just feel like they could explore a little bit more, but I really enjoyed the story, so I'm glad I watched it. I think that's it. I think that's it for movies. I don't think I watched any other movies. I could be wrong, though. I think I watched Ready Player One last month. Did I watch Ready Player One last month? Because I really love that movie. So if I haven't talked about Ready Player One yet, I really love that movie. I never read the book, and I don't actually plan on ever reading the book, so that movie was really good. And I really, really enjoyed the 80s pop culture references, and just, I enjoyed the whole movie. I was so thoroughly entertained, I want to get my own copy. So I think I talked about it last month, but if I didn't, here it is. But yeah, so TV shows, the only thing I actually really watched was, I rewatched season 1 of Will and Grace. That's really it. I did start 2 new shows. I started Manifest, which stars Josh Dallas. He played Prince Charming in Once Upon a Time. You didn't know? He was also in Thor, if you didn't know that too. I really love his actor, and this, the premise sounded really good. It's just all about these group of people who are on this plane. They just, you know, during their flight there was turbulence, like a really bad storm, but they were fine, everything was good. And then they land like a few hours later, and apparently they've been gone 5.5 years. They never landed, they never did anything. They look exactly the same as when they left, and yeah, it's kind of freaky, but it was really good, and I really liked the first episode. I also watched New Amsterdam, the pilot for that, which plays the guy who plays in Blacklist. I can't remember his name in Blacklist. Tom. He plays Tom in Blacklist, that's it. I love him in Blacklist. I won't go into spoilers, but I was really upset with what they did to his character. So upset. But I'm really glad he's in New Amsterdam. It looks really good. It's all about this guy, you know, his actor, or his character. He is a new medical director for the hospital in New Amsterdam. And he has a history with the hospital. But he's a new medical director. He just, like, walks in, has a meeting with all of them, and fires a bunch of people. He cares more about care than he does about the money, and that really makes me intrigued on how this is gonna go, because I'm loving it. Just with the first episode, like, I cried so hard with just the first episode, and I am really intrigued to see how the rest of it goes. I think tomorrow is the next episode of Manifest, and Tuesday is our New Amsterdam, so I'm really excited. It's gonna be really good. So, we'll see. I mean, it's NBC for New Amsterdam, and is Manifest ABC or CBS? I want to say it's ABC. I might be wrong, but we'll see. Both networks are great with keeping keeping shows that I like. So, video games. I started playing a little bit of Final Fantasy IV. Never thought I would, but I actually did because our power went out. So it's pretty good. I've only played 10 minutes. And an anime, nothing. So we're done with that. 10 minutes into this video, we're done. We're done. So I did finish for books. I finished Sword and Verse by Kathy McMillan. The last like 50 pages was so bad. I was so confused and I hated it. And I gave this 2 stars. Yeah. I mean, I was like 75% done with it when I was talking to you guys about it. And yeah, the last like 50 pages was worse than everything else that I had read. So I give that 2 stars. That was awful. Next up, I have Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven. I talk about all these in my wrap-up, so I'm just gonna go over my thoughts. I really, really love this book. This book really touched on a lot of issues that I really liked. I felt like this was very powerful in certain aspects. I mean, yeah, some things the characters do is kind of stupid, but this, this deals with Jack, who has face blindness, and Libby, who is dubbed the fattest tea in America at one point. And then they just bond over, their experiences and everything, and I really, really loved it. I do feel like Jack, I don't feel like the reasoning he has for keeping his face blindness from everybody isn't, like, the greatest reason, but it's his reason, so I can understand it. But I was just like, really? That's why you're keeping it from them? Okay. But Jack is also dealing with a lot more issues than just the face blindness. Like, his father is having an affair, and he knows about it. So, yeah. But I really, really love this. I gave this 5 stars. I couldn't believe I gave this 5 stars. But yeah, I did. I really, really did. And I really love Libby. I feel like she's a very powerful character, and, she owns herself, like, she just doesn't take shit from anybody. I mean, when she first met Jack, she punched him right in the face. That was amazing. That was so good. But I just feel like Libby is she's a badass, and I love her. Next up, I finally finished Black Prism by Brent Weeks. Brent Weeks. Oh my god. This one, I just feel like the magic system really wasn't for me. It just goes right over my head, and I just, I don't know. Like, I really liked the story. I liked where everything was going, character-wise and everything. I did feel like it dragged a little bit here and there, which is fine. I mean, it's a high fantasy. I figured it was gonna drag a little bit. But I just feel like with the magic system going over my head so completely, like, every time I started talking about it, I just started skimming. But just because of that, and, with dragging and everything, and not, like, and I liked the characters. I didn't, like, invest in them so much. Like, if somebody died, I wouldn't really have cared as much. So I couldn't, give it, like, 5 stars because of that. I do feel like there was, like, a big reveal, like, 200 pages in that really set this book, like, because of that reveal, I couldn't give it anything below 3 stars, but because of everything else, I couldn't give it anything higher than, like, I couldn't give it 4 stars. So, this gets, like, a 3.5. I really wanted to like this book, but I just feel because of the magic system and everything else I've talked about, I just couldn't love it. I feel like I might continue on. We'll see, but yeah, for now, it was good, it was alright. I didn't love it. I know why Reagan from Proust Project really loves it, so I get it, but it didn't connect well with me. I still really liked it, though. So, the last book that I've completed is Intercepted by Alexa Martin, and I really, really enjoyed this book. This is about Marley. She's been dating this professional football player for the Mustangs for a little bit over 10 years. And they've had, like, rough patches. you know, she catches him cheating, she breaks up with him, she goes back to get, you know, back with him. I mean, this has been 10 years in the making. One time when they were broken off, she had a one-night stand with this other guy, and she found out that he was also a football player. He was a football player for the Bears, which, you guys know, I live in Illinois, Chicago, Bears are my team. Even though I'm not a sports, like, I don't watch sports or anything, I'll still root for the Bears, completely. And the Cubs, and the Blackhawks. Yeah. But, yeah, she still gets back together with her boyfriend, even after that one-night stand. She really liked the guy, but there was issues, they couldn't be together. Yeah, it just stayed a one-night thing. Let's see. So now it's, you know, a little over 10 years in the relationship, and she's got caught in cheating again. She's done. She's so done. She thought he was going to propose to her, and instead she finds out he's cheating on her. So she leaves him for good, and around that time, Gavin Pope, the guy she slept with, has just been traded to the Mustangs as the new quarterback. And of course, well, they start a relationship, you know, a romance after she dumps, you know, Chris, her boyfriend. So it was really good. I really liked it. There were things like towards the end, I didn't like how, you know, Gavin was handling certain things, but I liked how Marley was handling Gavin. Like, I liked that she didn't, you know, she didn't let him treat her the way she didn't want to be treated. Like, she didn't just like, oh, I love him, okay, fine. Like, she didn't do that. Like, sometimes it just gets rushed, and, you know, the love interest will just, you know, let it be. Just be like, fine, whatever, I can deal with it. No, she wouldn't take it. She's like, look, this isn't how you're going to treat me. I don't want to deal with it. We're done. That kind of thing. Obviously, that's not the end. Read it to the end. It was still really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I gave this 4 stars. I'm really glad I read it. And I know there's a sequel to this book coming out, I think next year, like April of next year. And it follows another character that I really liked. His name is TK. I love him, at least from a little bit of what I read about him. So yeah, 4 stars for this one. Alright, so for the books that I'm currently reading / going to pick up very, very soon, like tonight or tomorrow, I'm currently reading Born to Be Wild by Eloisa James. This is the 3rd in the Wilds of Lindo Castle series, whatever. The second book was Too Wild to Be Wed. Too Wild to Wed. The first book is Wild in Love. I have not read the first book, but I've read the second book, and I really like the characters in here, like the main characters that I met in the second book. So it was like, you know, they're set up for their, you know, their book was there, and I kind of liked it, so I decided to move on to the 3rd book. But I am going to go back and read the first book. I do have it. And this one was also needing to go back to the library very soon, so I just decided to pick it up. It's a really fast read, and I'm like 266 pages in. I'm on chapter 23, so I'm literally got that much left to go. So, yeah. And then the 2 books that I'm going to pick up after that are rereads, A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee, and Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Talked about needing to pick these up very, very soon. I want to pick them up, reread, and annotate them, because the sequels are out on Tuesday. So soon! So soon! So, obviously, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish these by Tuesday, but I have pre-ordered the sequels for both of these, so I don't think I'm going to be getting them on Tuesday, but hopefully I will be getting them sometime this week, and I will be able to go into... I think I'm going to pick this one up first, because if I'm honest, I really want to pick up Muse of Nightmares so bad. So, if I end up picking this one up first, and I'm reading this one while reading Muse of Nightmares, maybe, we'll see. But yeah, I just need to get through these. So, yeah, that's it for my video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you with another. Happy reading. Bye.